Hey guys, today we'll be doing a hands-on. As you can see on my screen, it's just a little hands-on experience. I mean exercise, sorry. And of course, it's a sales analysis with formulas. So trying our hands with formulas like sum, average, max, mean. I mean this is just pretty easy stuff. Sum if, and using some conditional statements to add some other columns, and of course applying VLOOKUPs to the tables and data we have. So this is actually quite simple, and the first thing is to create a table with columns. These are the column names. Should be maybe 15-20 rows sample of data. That's kind of small, right? Yeah, but I mean that's how we learn it. So I'm just going to copy all of these. I guess it's quite simple. Copy all of these, and let's go to ChatGPT, and I'm going to tell it to, I'm going to change this to make it slightly plenty, 20 to 30 rows of the, I mean this is actually not plenty, but this is just me trying to make it bigger than what it is. Okay, let's say 20 to 50, right? All right, 20 to 50 rows of data, and table, the sales name, region, product, quality, and so let's go. Alright, so here we are. ChatGPT is doing a lot of work here, and as you can see on my screen, still going, right? And it kind of created it in south, west, north, south, east, west, north, south. Okay, kind of great. So this is what we have. So this is simple. I'm just going to copy the table and head down to my Excel. Let me open my Excel, and of course that's where we start from. So of course here, and so yeah, I'm just going to paste the data. So this is what we kind of have, and it's easy to see right now our data is kind of very good. So we don't really have to waste a lot of time using trying to type all the names, regions, product, quality, unit price. I mean AI is easy for AI to do that. Right, so the next thing we're going to do is obviously trying to execute the information we are actually asked to do here, which is the next one, to add a revenue column. And the revenue column is just a multiplication of D2 and E3, and I believe this is quantity, and what this is quantity, and unit price is E2. Alright, so here we go. So we have here to be revenue, right? Because that's right. Okay, and just equal to this guy multiplied by this guy, and it gives us what is the revenue, right? I think you get that. So all we need to do is to kind of use this small arrow here and double click, and everything just adds up automatically, right? Everything just adds up automatically, and I think that's kind of easy, right? So the next is the summarization. I guess I need to kind of increase the font, I guess. That's something like that. I don't know if you can see that though, but summarization. Alright, let me just go ahead. Summarization of data, right? Summarizations. Let me just say summarization, right? Okay, the first summarization is to calculate the sum, kind of easy sum of, the revenue data according to what we have here. This is its sum, average, mean, and max. So I'm just gonna copy that for easy, for me to easily see what I'm doing. So the next is sum. I'm just gonna write sum here like this, and so here equal to. Even without writing the equal to, you can just do like auto sum. Yeah, but the problem with that is it could be better here. Now put your cursor down here, and you can obviously do other sums, so it's easier to do. But then we don't want to do it here, so I'm gonna come here and equal to sum, right? Then use my tab to press that sum, and what I want to do is all of this and all of this revenue here, everything go in. So we have the everything is summed up to 19,610,400, right? And then so right now I want to get the average. So this is equal to average. Okay, here we go, average. Then tab. Then want to get the average of this revenue column, each of the revenues and all that. So I guess that's all. So the average, total revenue here is 653,680,000. Kind of looks like normal distribution, kind of, I guess. Yeah, it kind of looks like, even looking at the data, kind of looks like that's not too far-fetched. There are no more skew data. This guy is 1.8, right, and kind of skewed 1.3. Okay, however, we're going there. I'm not trying to do normal distribution here anyway. So yeah, I guess you can hear me. I mean, I don't know if my voice is loud enough. So the next thing to do is marks, right? So equal to marks, right? Marks from the first number to the last number on the revenue column. All right, so this is the maximum revenue we have there, which is revenue value, which is 3,320. Yeah, I got it, 3,325,000. Right, so that's the max there. Okay. So what next are we to do? According to here, we find a minimum value. Right, the minimum value here. Of course, this is the max here, as you can see here. So we want to find the minimum value, which is equal to mean and tab, right? Mean. Let's go there. Let's have it. So yeah, mean of this same revenue, and we have the minimum is 84,800. All right, this is that. Oh, just beside that, and the person is Choma. Okay, it's kind of cool. I don't know why that happened. So the next thing we're trying to do is to do this first. Use SUMIF to calculate the total revenue for each region. Okay, so we want to find the kind of total sum for each region, right? And so just want to increase all of this so it will be easy for us to see. All right, so this is it. I guess this gives it a lot of color, right? And how about doing this here? All right, okay, this is over blotted, but this looks cool, right? Let me try to, okay. Oh, I see that. It's because we have some data that is down below, and those data are obviously going to kind of fill that row. Not quite good, right? All right, so looks good. Okay, let me do this here. Okay, so in the event of having done that, the next thing to do right now is SUMIF to calculate the total revenue for each of this region. How many regions do we have here? As you can see, we have north, we have south, we have east and west. It goes like that: north, south, east, west, north. All right, so I don't know, did it kind of like name them according to north, south? Okay, okay, it wasn't named with any kind of categorism or something. All right, SUMIF. So let's start with north, very important. North, and this should be equal to SUMIF. And SUMIF, the range we are dealing with obviously is the range of the region. And so have to like click down here, right? All right, range of region. and as you can see, is everything I'm doing is clearly highlighting upward. So the next thing is the criteria. The criteria is we are dealing with not, right? So what we want to find is the sum of the not, right? Sum of revenue from not. Then the next thing is where are we summing? What range are we summing? So this is the range we are summing here, and which is this from here down. Okay, how did I do that? That's Control Shift and down, right? And I'm going to enter. All right, so this is the sum, right? This is the total sum of money made or total revenue generated from this region. So the next should be south. I guess we kind of have to be fast now, right? And I'm going to just do simple stuff. I'm going to copy this, paste it here. All right, I don't know what happened. All right, I don't know, the whole thing just. All right, we're back to that. But what I want to do is simple, right? Because I do not obviously want to waste time, and I'm gonna leave everything as it is here and but paste it here, right? But coming here, I'm gonna change that to south, right? Because I don't want to waste time. Change it to south. So the formula is the same, everything is okay. What we are changing is the criteria, right? So this is for south, and I'm gonna do the same thing for east, right? East, and paste the same formula, and make the criteria to be east, of course. And this is how it goes. And the next thing will obviously be, trying to get for west, and repeat the same thing, but then come back here and make the adjustments. All right, so how about we kind of like do auto sum here? Let's see how it goes. Okay, so we have the same thing here, we have the same thing here. So obviously this is correct. So the next thing we are obviously going to do is to add a performance column, right? And using performance column here, performance column is going to be like trying to show how each of these guys performed with some criterias, right? And that's obviously what we want to do here. So it's kind of pretty simple, and exactly what we're going to do here. So we have to use the if statement, and according to what we have in this place to use is we should use this is what we are supposed to use, this if statement, but I don't want to use this, right? Because I kind of like the ifs, yeah, the ifs is easier. I can just write everything without having to put in all the brackets and ifs again and bracket and ifs again. So it's kind of cool like that, and I'm gonna go ahead ifs. Okay, ifs. All right, ifs here. Now what we have here, the range of the numbers we have here is the highest number, as we have seen here, is 303 million, right? 3 million. And this other number, the lowest number, is 84,000. So where do we go from here, right? Let's say from 1 million, right? Kind of easy like that. From 1 million, so we are going to say this table, right? If this guy is greater than 1 million, right? This is 1 million, am I right? Yeah, I'm correct. Okay, this is 1 million. What should happen? What should it do? It should say this is high performance. Okay, let's not say 1 million. Let's say if this is over 2 million, right? Let's say 2 million. Hope I'm right. Okay, how many zeros is there? All right, here we go. Kind of right. Kind of right. Yeah, so this is excellent. Let's say excellent performance, right? But if this guy, right, is greater than 1 million, right, this is I hope these codes are going to be right, because you obviously know how to, yeah, like you have to be kind of careful the way you write your codes. It's very important. If not, you will obviously get a wrong answer. So right, greater than 1 million, what should happen? it should say that this guy has a high performance. Each of these guys, salesperson, each of the salesperson has a high performance. Then what should we do next? After 1 million, we have the average number here is 653,000, right? And so we can now say, apart from this, if F2 is greater than 500,000, okay, this is 500,000, right? We should say this performance is medium, right? Medium performance, kind of great, medium performance. And okay, we have two less than that. And should we do some more? um okay, how about we do good performance here? How about that? Then let's say good performance, good, right? And that should be okay. All right. Then if f2 is greater than what's going on here? I mean, this not. If f2 is greater than, it's greater than let's say 200,000, 200,000, right? And no, it's greater than 300,000. 300,000. What should we say? We should say this guy has a medium performance, right? So just want to add some more, codes and all that. Now what next? Let's say if this guy has, if f2 is, um, it's okay. Apart from that, we can obviously say low. Like every other thing will be low, right? We don't need to write any other code. We just say low. So what it does is, if all these conditions are met and none of this is obviously satisfied this condition that we set it here, every other thing will be low. All right. You entered a few arguments for this function. What do you mean a few arguments? Okay, let's see. Logical test 5. What it means is I should enter more. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, maybe we should enter one more, but I don't think it's supposed to give me this error. Everything is supposed to be right. Set few arguments, right? So in order to just enter more, let me try to see something. All right, this f2 is kind of greater than let's now say 100, right? 100,000. That's when we now say low, right? That's when we now say low. Else what should happen? This should be poor. Should be poor. Okay, I seem to have some errors here. I will need to find that out. Yeah, so I was trying to kind of figure out what's going on here. So I think the thing here is basically to obviously add like true in the equation. Yeah, because for the ifs, not for the if statement, right? You obviously have to kind of like add this final true, meaning like that's default else statement, right? So like saying else, the whole thing should be false. Okay, so the last statement obviously says if f2 is not greater than, is greater than 200,000, that should be medium. And then the true statement obviously says if it's not, every other thing, if every other thing doesn't enters this category, right? This conditional logical functions statements, what should happen is that it should return low, right? So that is obviously what it does. Unlike the else statement, I mean the if statement, that you obviously have to kind of have a logical text, value if true and value if false. So here you takes on the shape of true, and it returns the value stated as low. So let's try and check. So this is excellent. Why is it excellent? Because this guy is greater than 200,000, sorry, 2 million. How about this guy? Low, right? Why is it low? Because from our formula here, it's actually lower than 200,000. Now 200,000 is medium, so if you don't have 200,000, which is the lowest, 200, the next after 100,000, what happens is it returns low. And what do we have here also? Low as well. What do we have here? This is good. Why is it good? Because we have stated that F3, if this guy is greater than 500,000, it should be good. So what happens here? What's going on here? Sorry, I must have jumbled some things here. Okay, I added something that wasn't supposed to be added, I guess. Oh yeah, I think I tampered with something, so I'm gonna get that. Gonna get that done with. Okay, how about I delete this, all of this column, right? Let's delete everything. I guess there's a problem with that, right? So yeah, but I'm gonna repeat the same thing. This guy is correct here, right? And this is it. So that's what I did. So all I needed to do is to kind of, do all of this. Press the drop down, so you can see this guy is obviously correct, and we have gotten like what we are supposed to do. So the next thing that we are supposed to do here is to, on a separate sheet, right, create a column products lookup table. We use VLOOKUP to pull product category from this table into the sales table. All right, so it's simple. What we're going to do is to create this table here. Right, let's go back to where we are. Create another sheet. Right, once we create another sheet here, and let me assume I want to create this product column. Then of course, in order to use a VLOOKUP, we obviously kind of have to, you know, reference this sales table. So what I'm going to do is to go back here, come back here, and press VLOOKUP, right? VLOOKUP, then go back to my this is my data, and I want to obviously just click on John, put who is the salesperson there. As you can see here, everything is highlighting here for me. As you can see on my formula tab, my formula space, right? All right, so once I put my comma, it tells me that the next thing to do is to highlight my table array. So this is my table array, and this is the whole table, right? This is the whole table, and this is kind of it, right? So after that, my comma, right after the comma, I have column index. So what it's trying to say, what we're trying to do is, using the VLOOKUP, we want to you know from this table, referencing John, we want to select, we want it to return back the value that is corresponding to John, but on the products column. You get, from John, of course it is laptop. So but that's what we wanted to do right now. So to do that, we now have to indicate the column number, and the column number is 3 because this is 1, 2, and 3. So the next one tells us, do we want approximate matches or just exact match? Of course we want exact match, and that's just what we're going to do. So that's just what you can see here, and this has returned laptop. So going back to the sheet 1, you can see John here, reference John is here, and this guy is here, is returning laptop. So just lot like what we have here on this little cross sign or something, or plus, double click. I guess it's supposed to work here because we obviously have reference. I don't know, we have 30 or 31. Sounds like 31 is going to be the right. So this is it. So obviously this is what we have, and it kind of sounds great. Okay, so this is how to use the VLOOKUP as we have seen, and this is obviously what we have done. So I'm going to label this VLOOKUP. Alright, so we are looking up the data, right? And then this is going to be summarization. How about that? Kind of sounds cool. Alright, summarizations, and of course I'm going to call this data, what am I going to call this data? I'm going to call this sales analysis with formulas. So going back to my Excel, and just going to name it and go to, so let me just save that here and save here, save under documents, and so that is saved. Thank you for your time and listening with me. Hope you learned one or two. Very great to see how this works.